Hey guys, welcome back to Cigars and Spirits New England. With no further ado, we do have Russell Reserve Single RickHouse Camp Nelson B 2024 limited release. 120.2 proof, comprised from barrels on floor number 6, Camp Nelson B. Man, it's like classic turkey, but it's crazy. There's a lot going on. We're going to dive into it, guys. I want to start with the fact that you don't have to be super hooked up or rich or monetized or any of these things to get bottles like this. I realize this is ultra premium whiskey. It's the most expensive outside of the secondary market, or like Pappy 23s. This is $348 out the door, MSRP in Maine. It's $100 more than my previously most expensive Four Roses. This year's limited release Four Roses, $250 out the door, I want to say. And like I said, you don't have to be monetized or something like that. Like, I started with 5 stores, and even if I bought a beer when I was buying the 1792 lineup or the Whiskey Rose and stuff like that, once I had things where I'm like, I have not all of, obviously you can't do that, but a ton of shelf stable products, by then you're in, 9 times out of 10. If that store hasn't thrown you at least a bone, I'd be shocked. So yeah, I do have one of 2 of these that went to one of the busiest stores in Maine. I don't know if they'll see any more, but I'm thankful to have it. It was $348 out the door, and that's extremely expensive. And I get that for a bottle of whiskey. That seems silly, but guys, like, at the end of the day, like, I grind for it. I'm a dog like that, in a dog fight kind of thing, like, where I'll turn in my cans and bottles I've had all summer. I'll turn in my change jars, dude. Things like, I mean, there's always, like, never touch the crypto. Obviously, that's just silly, but I'll make it happen, guys. I want it. I'm not gonna pay for it right out of my pocket, things like that. But I'm going to make it happen either way. And here we are right now with 120.2 proof. And it's just vanilla bean. It's oak, but it's so many layers of oak. It gets to the point where some people would be like, that's so much money and that's crazy. But once you get to this point, I love these. Like, these are so delicious. These are so tasty. These expensive hundreds of dollar whiskeys are what separate those who might enjoy them and those who it's not worth it to you. And I get that. I get, if you want to drink 1920 all day long for $55, I mean, I'm going to sit in your corner with you. But you've got to experience stuff like this sometimes. It's just oaked out layers. Like, it's dry, sweet oak at the same time, where it just has like a little bit of a dry mouth effect. Like, this berry note that's like a grapish berry note, but at the end of the day, to me, it's more almost cognac-y. It's like a chocolate orange, a little bit of like chocolate orange in there, cognac style, vanilla on the nose, oak. And I wish this dropped in the state just a little bit earlier than it did, because that would have been a contender. It would have been top 5 whiskey of 2024 for sure. Drink so nice. A lot of char, barrel char, earthiness. That's so delicious. Those levels of oak it's so hard to almost explain, because it's oaky and it's sweet, but then you get a little bit of the dryness on the mouth. Like I said, a dry white oak just continues to develop in us a little bit of like a stringent plum caramelness. The classic sweetness is in there. It's like turkey on the back, you know what I mean? As far as that caramel woody toffee note goes, is really what I'm talking about when I say that. Like, if you had the 70th, the Jimmy Russell's, it really finishes kind of like that. With this little bit of like, it's that orange licorice note that I said was kind of cognac-y, and it is. It's kind of like, reminds me of a cognac. It's delicious. I mean, I'm like 8.5 out of 10 on it all day long. Pretty much 8 to 9 points if I had to point it out. Caramel coloring, it's beautiful. And I mean, I'm not going to buy one of these. It's not something you drink every day, but it's in the category of this Jack 12 single barrel E.H. Taylor's limited release Four Roses. Like, they all sit in this category where, if you could just, I mean, we're not going to lie to ourselves. You can drink it every day. I would, for sure, guys. It's just that phenomenal. I love the actual design of the bottle as well. These squat bottles, the labels are super professional and nice looking. Can't ask for more than that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. We're going to keep bringing them to you. I want to go back and do the double oak and some of the ones that I think deserved a video just like this. But I let it sit on my palate for a few minutes, it's really primarily oaky vanilla at this point. That like berryish oak mid palate's phenomenal. I mean, I've given you the layers, guys. That's what it is. Really phenomenal. The price tag's high on it. I would have loved a Russell's 15. I missed that guy. I had it in my hand and I put it back on the shelf, as you guys know. This I wasn't going to do that with, and I'm so happy with it. I couldn't be any happier with it. I'd love for you guys to grab one and try it if you can, even just a pour at a bar. My buddies get lucky enough to come over and try stuff like this. Let me know what you think if you've seen it, if you got to try it at a bar. But more importantly, like and subscribe, guys. One day, maybe one day long down the pipeline, years later, we're doing barrel picks and stuff like that. Couldn't be happier with it. Thanks for being here at Cigars and Spirits New England, and we'll see you on the next one.